Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you could follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen, but you will need to paint along with me while you're doing that. Let me tell you what I got done up here on my canvas. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double prime, and I added a thin layer of the liquid clear. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, and it's ready to go. We can get started with today's painting. So, let's go ahead, let's do a nice little painting that just makes you feel good and accomplished about yourself. I like doing nice little simple paintings that just keep me with the rep and help me not lose track. So we're gonna go into a little bit of phthalo blue. Just tap both sides of the brush using a 2-inch. Just make sure you tap in enough paint into your bristles. You don't wanna be missing paint. There, just crisscross. There we are. Just going back and forth until you remove the brush strokes you don't want. Or you can leave them if you want them. All up to you. Go across. Let me go into a little bit more phthalo blue just to darken up the corner over here. And now, let's go ahead. Let's grab some phthalo blue, a little bit of bright red, just a little bit. Tap it into the bristles. Let's have some water. Something just nice. There. Make sure you pull from the outside in. Very, very important. If you're doing the Bob Ross technique, very important. There. There we are. Just a few little things, just blend it out. There. Let me wash my brush. I went back to washing my brushes with, I believe it's soap, oil, and water, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I forgot the mixture. I just found some mixture in a jug that I had labeled and just put some out. Really the fun part of the painting. Let's go ahead. Let's grab a nice 1-inch brush. Let's take it through titanium white. Load that brush up. Now, let's come up here and I kind of just use the bottom and just kind of tap down. But think of little shapes, how your cloud would look. If you don't like a shape, you can always change it. But try to have that basic idea. Let me just wipe off my brush a bit. Some titanium white. Shoot, what the heck? Maybe a little touch of liquid white. Just a slight amount. And just same method, just kind of pulling down on the bottom side of the brush. Now, with that 2-inch brush we used, make sure it's dry, and just come up here and very softly, just the base, lift upwards very gently and go across. Shoot, if you want a few little soft clouds floating by, you can just do a few little things here and there. Few little things, but just bring it together. Okay, now let's focus on getting the main portion of the painting done. Let's go ahead and let's have a nice, let's do, I'm thinking like a mountain. So I'm gonna grab my palette knife. And all I'm going to do is grab a little bit of mountain mixture. Just cut a roll and let's make a big, big mountain. Big decision time. Shoom. Cut a roll. Tops right around there. Drops down. Let your hand shake while doing this. It really adds on to the mountain. Maybe it goes up a bit. And maybe right. Maybe just there. And it goes down over there. Now, let's grab our 2-inch brush. It doesn't matter if it's a bit dirty. At least to me it doesn't matter. And just grab it and pull it. There we are. Just pull that paint. It allows for easier highlights when you go in with your palette knife. That way it's not so difficult where you can't even do it. There we are. Now, let me clean off my knife a bit. We're gonna go into a little bit of titanium white. Let's do an icy mountain. Let's come up here and very lightly with no pressure. Ooh, I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Let's try that again. You just grab it, pull it if you're having mistakes, and go at it again. Last thing we're gonna do here is give up because it's not working exactly the way we want it to. Okay, I can work with that. Shoom. Just very lightly. Doesn't need no pressure. You know what? It might take up a little bit more time, but I think it'll look better. So, I got a little paint on my hand, so I gotta clean that up. There we are. Just trying to maintain a little bit more cleanness on myself. Let's go into a little bit of titanium white with my flat brush. We'll grab a little bit of liquid white. Just load up our brush. Let's come up here and just add in that white. It's toned down white, so it's like a gray. You'll really see it pop when we start to add in our shadows and all that good stuff. Okay, just here and there. Or you could do a mix of both. You can use your palette knife to layer on that paint and use your brush to kind of flatten it out. There. Let's go ahead. Let's grab a little bit of phthalo blue, maybe a little bit of crimson. like not crimson, bright red, just to kind of get like a nice uh, lavender color, sort of, to speak. But I'm trying to get it to where I think it would look nice. Let's try this shade. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll mess around with it throughout the painting. You'll see. You'll see what I mean right now in a sec. There. Maybe just shoom. Few little things here and there. Load up my brush once again. Make sure to load it each and every time. If not, that shade will be losing its value. There. And just phew. Think about the shape where the light would hit. There. Okay, let me go into a little bit more mountain mixture, a little more dark. And this is what I mean by play around with it. Just kind of test some values and really just play with shades. Because if you have all one shade, then to me, that's kind of boring. That's kind of plain to me. Some people might disagree, and that's completely okay. Let's just go up here and there we are. Who knows? Some people might think my paintings are plain, and that's alright. As long as the person doing it likes it, that's perfectly okay. Shoot. Here and there. Right around here. Let me wash my flat brush. And just, I have a rag off to the side just for making my life easier. Let's come up here with more lighter color and just, you know what? I keep going back and forth. I said you can do both, where you do a mix of palette knife and brush. Let me show you. Rather than just saying it and have you guys wonder it, I'll just show it to you guys. So, it doesn't really matter a whole bunch to me when I'm doing this. I'm just thinking, where's that light supposed to hit? Like the lightest of the light. Or am I gonna want it brighter and all that? You gotta think of that. You can't really just throw it on and hope for the best. I mean, you can, but you're not gonna be very successful that way. There. Look like that. Then I just grab my brush and smoothen it out. There. There we are. Few little spots just shining. And we'll leave it at that. Let's just move on from there. I don't want to spend all my time right there. We're gonna go into some mountain mixture and cadmium yellow. And it's maybe there's grass just starting to grow on there. So all I'm doing is just scrubbing on a little bit of paint here and there. Okay? There. Pretty simple. Now let me grab the 2-inch brush and just try to pull something without having to add color to the brush. We might need to add a little bit of green over here. Yeah, right there. There. So now what I want to do is start to change values and play around with lighting and all that. So just pure cadmium yellow right around here, just right on the edge. Okay, let me go into a little bit of sap green. There. Just blend it out. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of black in there. And I want it to work with values. So darker on the back side, lighter on the front. A few little light right here. Just a few little indications, you know? There. There we are. Just like that, you already have a good portion done of it. Let me go ahead and just clean off my knife, clean off my palette, or not clean off my palette, just making a little space. I'm gonna grab a good portion of bright red and sap green to give us a nice healthy pile of brown. Just mix it up to your desire. Very important. You're not mixing it up because you see it, but because you like it. Just because you see me mixing up this shade doesn't mean you have to do exactly this way. Cut a roll. Let's come up here and just very lightly. This almost ended up like it's giving me a feeling of dark sienna almost. There. All I'm doing is just grazing it very lightly. And all I'm going to do is just smoothen it out just by going back and forth. We'll grab some white and add it to that color. Let's come up here and just few little things going in there. There. So I'm gonna put this pile that has the white to the side. And let me grab a little bit of white and just a few little water lines. Just a few. You don't want to overdo it. Okay? Some cadmium yellow and few little things just going out there. There. Okay. So now let's make life easy. Let's go into a good pile of mountain mixture and just simply just block and color at random, really. We'll make this a pond. There. I'm not trying to get any sort of details right now. I'm just blocking in. I'm blocking in so loosely. There. Okay. Let's go into a little bit more black. Just trying to have different shades. That way when you start bringing everything together, it makes sense. So different values and shades will help. There. There we are. Okay. Now, what I'm going to try, something new, but I have so much layers of paint where I'm just going to try to staple it. Not adding color, not doing anything, but where I see where it has a lot of color, I'm just stapling the paint, and which is pretty much everywhere. Everywhere has a lot of color. And what that's going to do for me is give me texture. That's going to give me texture in the painting. There. You can do a few little reflections. Let's go back to cadmium yellow. A few little light spots. Okay. And just same thing, just tap, tap, tap. Okay. So now, let's go ahead, let's make an evergreen tree with the 1 inch. I do that sometimes, not all the time. Load up your brush, full with paint. Let's come up here and just, there. That's simple. It does open up if you put a little bit more pressure than usual, but if you tap it very lightly, it'll keep you a nice tight line. You can also do this with an oval brush. Works really well. Okay. You wiggle the paint nice and thoroughly and pull through. There. Let's go ahead. Let's do another one. Maybe right here. Shoo. And just tap it on there. And you know what? Let's pull the brush one direction through the paint and just come up here and right there. I'm just making a big bushy tree with a couple little bushes. All I care about really is that top edge for me. Some people care more about the whole thing, some don't. I think it depends on the person. Let's come up here and very lightly. And I think if you do it right, it'll add to your painting. But if you mess this up, then it'll just ruin it and make everything just fall apart. You could be close to the end of a painting and it still just gets ruined last second. There. Keep some of that dark. Don't want to get rid of it completely. Load up your brush. There. A few little things here and there. Let's change up the color. Let's go into some bright red. Let's have a sparkler one right here. Ooh, careful. It'll be the whole center of attention if you put too much. Okay, just doing like an orange. Ooh, and that's more to the red side. Just kind of staple them on. Don't really think about too much on what if this happens. Just put it. Don't think about it. The more you think about it is the more you stress. The more you stress out a bit over a simple little thing, the less chance it'll come out good. I think the best things happen when you're like, screw it, just go for it. Okay? Few little other shoom. Right there. And if you want, you can scratch in a few little sticks and twigs throughout the dark. If you do it in the dark areas, it'll create that contrast, which is something you'll like and your buyers will like. Okay, let me load up my brush. A little bit of black in there, a little bit of Prussian blue in there. Just kind of change up the tones. Load up your brush full of paint and just come up here and just highlight these little evergreen trees with your nice little trusty 1 inch. Okay. There we are. Just finishing touches. can blend that out and then tap it in. Shoot. Okay. And last final thing, just to kind of add to the painting, a little bit of brown, and just it's a tree we don't see too much. We just kind of see the middle and that's it. There, just shoom. Few little. There. And if your edge is too thick, you can go in with your palette knife and add a bit and just like a evergreen. And with that, I think that concludes today's painting. It's a nice little simple one you guys should try out. If you do, send me an email. I would love to see what you create. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.